What's going on, y'all? This is Q Ortiz, your local San Diego massage therapist, musician, and artist. And today, I want to talk about art. I haven't done many, if any, of these on my YouTube channel with the art. No, I don't think so. So, I did mention the hoodies when I showed the merch. So, this was some of my hand drawn designs that I was able to send and get these hoodies made, and I love this hoodie. It feels nice, so you should cop one. I have a few designs on the site. Yeah, and if you're feeling it, it says faith. I find that when I look at it, it just gives me that nice positive message. Just having faith, faith, faith. What does that word invoke? So that's why I have it there. And I'm definitely more, I'd say, faith based in the sense of knowing that I'm supported in this life through different experiences and seeing that I don't have to worry. Even if it seems in the moment, man, this isn't going right, or whoa, what am I going to do, or how can I make this work? And all of those kind of questions, it's still good. It's still all good. I know that it'll work out as long as I work it out. All right. So that's what this faith is about. Then I wanted to speak more on what I've been learning from working with fabric. So first I'll start it off more so with the pen and paper, if you can see back here. And if we even want to take it further back, I mentioned in one of my other videos in high school, that's when I started graffiti. And that's why these letters are incorporated, because I got more into the graffiti and the faces. When you were, at least what I was seeing in the graffiti world, you had your tag. Let me see if my tag is, yeah, so I have my tag. Actually, it's right here. Yeah. Boom, Rich. So you would have your tag, then you would have your throw up, the bubble, piece, and all that. But there were also symbols that I noticed and characters. So for me, I ended up creating characters for my graffiti to be able to put it up, boom, have the face like that, like peeking out from the words and having a thought bubble on top. That was my thing, just kind of doing that. And that's where these faces come from. It's just, it evolved from that over time. So speaking about starting off with the graffiti, getting into the pen and paper, then putting it on clothes, because that was also an element when I was younger, touching it on the clothing, design kind of markers and fabric paint and all of that kind of stuff, just playing around. But recently, getting into the clothing, I was visiting my uncle, and there was someone there who taught me how to finish a stitch, where before it was sort of like it was guesswork. And once I learned how to finish this stitch, I was on the flight home practicing, just practicing. Got home, ended up making a couple of patches. I was looking at YouTube, learning applique and reverse applique, looking at Nola crafting, and I believe that's Panamanian. So checking out different techniques, and I'll show you right now. If I could show you the, like, what comes up here. Yeah, so these are the two, let me see, the two patches. Yeah, that was one patch, and that ended up being a face. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna remove the background to show you. Just make sure everything looks all right. Alright, let's see. Video settings. Would it be video settings or the choose? Okay, choose virtual background. None. Okay. So I'll show you. This was the face there. So I created that from scratch. It was just several layers. It started off with a beige layer, and that was from my pants. I had a pair of pants that were ripping, and I just cut it to do that. I had this brown piece that was the piece I was practicing on, and then I had this green piece from a shirt. So then I made this little face, and then with the reverse applique that I practiced, I did this one. So reverse applique is where you cut you you cut out the fabric, and there's a fabric beneath it that's revealed. So you can see the brown part is cut. The brown part, excuse me. The brown part's cut, and then the beige sticks out underneath it. Boom, and then I put that green on there. So once I worked on that, then I had this vision in my mind, and it had me just go crazy. I was just I needed to see the vision out and combine my works with the painting, as I got into painting as well, and thinking, how could I make original pieces? So then I did the reverse applique technique on the back here. I'm gonna put the mic down just so I could show you with both hands. So all that's hand stitched around, well, all of it, that's hand stitched. And then you saw the stitching around the face. The face I painted onto the hoodie, and then I stitched around it. So that was my brand right there. I utilized that being the nice touch, that handmade touch. So it's been a journey with this art. It's really wild how you don't expect to move in these directions, but when the inspiration calls, I think that you need to go for it. When that inspiration calls, go for it. You're inspired. You'll have some good energy that you're putting out because you're receiving that good energy. I was inspired to do this piece, and now it's just infused with that energy. It's awesome. And when I've shown people this piece, they've been like, wow, just you can't compare it to seeing it online or anything like that. It's just, yeah, it's just awesome. And you can't get it anywhere. It had to be created. And that's what's so cool about it. Right now, I'm thinking about ways to actually mass produce more so, where it's like a combination of what I'm wearing right here and that element, because this one of one, it takes a lot of time to accomplish. And I would want more people to have my art, but also wanting it to have that touch as well. That's why I did this with the hoodies. Yes, it's it's printed on a hoodie, but it's hand drawn. So I'm adding in that element of me actually taking the time to draw this. It was a page, like drawing on the page and then having it put on the clothing. So now it's just it's more personalized. So that's what I'm working on there with the art and with the fabric art. It's wild. And then getting deeper into painting and portraits, it's really amazing how inspiration can take you all these different places. It's not something that you plan for. And that's what's nice about inspiration, and that's what's important about being open. Because if you're not open to receiving that inspiration, that's where you end up blocking yourself and blocking paths that could lead you to maybe where you want to go, but the path just looks different than what you imagine. So if you're feeling like, no, I want to do the music, I want to do this, the music, but then you notice that you're being called to do the art, but you're like, no, 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 I'm gonna do, I gotta do this. The art, you might do a piece of art, or say like I create this hoodie, right? I work on this hoodie or the one I showed you, and a musician sees it and they're like, hey, where'd you get that shirt from, that art? Oh, I made it. Like, what? Yo, come to the studio. I know some. You get to the studio, you meeting all these artists, and then they go, oh, what else do you do? And you're like, oh, I do music too. And they go, oh, what? Like, let me hear something. You play your music, and then now you're getting recorded in the studio. Like, I'm just giving an example how these paths cross, and how everything is in your hands, and everything is also unlimited. The potential's unlimited. So don't block yourself off. Keep yourself open to the inspiration that comes. Just know that life is full of love and inspiration. And when you're able to tap into that, you won't be sorry about that. You won't be sorry about being inspired. So look for that. Keep doing your thing. Keep working on your craft. And thank you for tuning into this message. All right. Well, if you like this video, click like. If you have any thoughts, comments, drop it below. And if you want to continue on this journey with me, click subscribe and we can vibe. Peace out.